Hail adventures! Pwn Star here with Pwn Star Gaming. Guys, how are you today? Today's video is going to be over what a lot of you guys have been catching on the live streams every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern, called the Summoner Trapper. Now this build is perfect if you are someone who wants to run around, grab every single monster that you can possibly find, put them in a little puddle, and just put some little purple plates on the ground, and then boom! And you are left with the corpses filled with gold, and hell yeah, my friend. So sit back, grab yourself a beer, let's talk about it. All right, to start things off, guys, I do want to ask you to hit that subscribe button and the like button, as we do have a goal to hit 1,500 subscribers by July 4th. Whether you're a new player at Ultima Online Outlands or a seasoned veteran, I do post a video on this channel every week and live stream every Wednesday and Saturday at 8:30 Eastern. All right, now that we got the self-promo out of the way, let's get into the build itself. So let's start with the pros. First off, the build is just so much fun. It is exciting, it is thrilling, it is adrenaline rushing. I mean, you literally grab as many monsters as you possibly can, have them all fight your water elemental, and then you kind of creep up and put the traps down and they explode. There is so much excitement to it that you could literally play for 24 hours straight, and I did on a live stream as proof. With that comes a ton, and I mean a ton, of gold per hour and experience per hour. When I mean a lot of experience per hour, I maxed out the water elemental in the Summoner's Tome in that 24-hour live stream. It was a ton of fun and very rewarding. One other thing is that with this particular build, you can carry a ton, and you're going to need to carry a ton because the gold is just going to rake in and really weigh you down, as well as the trap. So camping is a necessity, and it is a very big perk. Another cool thing with this build is you're going to see the reds before they see you on with your tracking skill, and it's very helpful. If you've got 15-20k on you and you see a name pop up on your tracking, then it's time to just haul ass right to the moon gate and you're good to go. Now with everything, there is always going to be some downside, and some of the downsides are it's really actually kind of poor in single target damage until you get your Wizard's Grimoire leveled up and you've got your mushrooms, you've got your flame strike, and you've got your lightning sitting pretty strongly.
You shall not pass!
Then it does start to benefit some in single target damage. However, for the most part, it is more so a multiple AoE cleave damage build, which brings me to the next con. The next con is that it is largely dependent on the population inside the dungeon, meaning that on peak hours, if it's a society and if there is a perk for that dungeon, it's going to be very packed. Therefore, you won't be able to use this build to its full extent by pulling all the monsters in an area, as there will just be a lot of corpses, as you guys know. I found this to be most effective when there isn't a society, when there isn't a perk, and off of peak hours. In this time, you can definitely pull tons and tons and tons. Another downside to this is it's very high risk. I mean, you're pulling tons and tons of monsters. Sometimes they give out AoE effects, and it can add up if they're timed correctly, killing you from 100 hit points to 0, just like that. Other times, you can definitely get out and start timing some of the AoE abilities, and if you get used to all the different monsters and what they do, you can definitely figure this out. There is extremely expensive restocks, as every single trap that you lay is just under 100 gold just to place, so you want to make sure that your pulls are worth it if you're putting down traps. It's an expensive template just from boot, as far as 120 tinkering costs quite a significant amount of ingots. As of right now, ingots do cost anywhere from 10 to about 14 gold per, and you guys know the cost of sulfuric ash, as it's just a vendor item. This build is pretty weak in PvP, especially if you've got an opportunist trying to kill you, as you're really a great opportunity to be PK. I mean, you literally just pulled 10 or so monsters. They're all attacking your elemental, and you're just kind of sitting there waiting for the perfect time to drop some traps. Or you just got hit by an area effect and you're down to about 50 life. All right, now it's time to get into the nitty gritty of what the template actually is. To start things off, you are going to be needing 120 tinkering. That is going to cost you roughly 150,000 ingots. So get to mining or get to farming gold and buy the said ingot. Next up, you're going to need 120 detect hidden. This is going to increase the trap damage and also allow you to place 7 different traps. You're going to need those 7 different traps, as 3 just isn't going to cut it. 100 tracking is going to increase the damage of your traps, and it's also going to give you a defense versus the reds. What that means is that you'll see them show up on tracking and that you know that it's time to haul butt straight to the moon gate. Dying sucks because of the expensive restocks, so this one here is kind of a necessity. Also 100 magery, 100 meditation, 90 camping, as first off, just the traps alone being in your arsenal are going to weigh you down some, but also the large amount of gold per hour and the different magic items that you're going to pick up, you're going to get weighed down quickly. So you're going to need that camping. Also, don't forget, it does have a nice increase to your damage, so that's always well. And finally, 90 Spirit Speak. Now, 90 Spirit Speak is going to give you 18 points for your water elemental, and your water elemental should look something similar to this. I personally would pick Spirit Pact because those 2.5-second summons are very helpful and clutch when you need them most. Corporal Tether is going to increase your water elemental hit points by 25%, and it's going to be taking most of the damage, so obviously you're going to want it to have a lot of hit points. Deep Water gives a heal every 15 seconds or 5% as long as the water elemental is above 66% hit points. And finally, Spell Siren. Spell Siren is just going to give your water elemental more aggro, as well as increase the damage resistance based on the amount of monsters that are aggroed onto it. Obviously, you're pulling as many as possible, so there's a very good chance that that water elemental is going to be getting the most benefit possible from the Spell Siren buff. As far as the aspect, I personally like to do double fortune because, well, money. Also, the Fortune Armor increases the damage for your traps, and there is some leeway, but it will change up your template. If you're interested in more, check out this video here that is also a ton of fun to do, but once again, even more expensive than this one here. Now, there is a little bit of leeway for the book. If you wanted to, you could do Eldritch to give you a little bit of boost of mana every once in a while. You could do Blood. Blood is a ton of fun as it will basically just create a big bleeding effect for all the monsters that it affects. Overall though, I do like the Fortune as it just generates more income for you. If you really want to get invested into this template and you want to put on some different gold links and stuff like that, obviously, biggest one you need to do is going to be the trap and wand damage. If you really want to take it even a step further, personally, what I like is going to be damage to creatures above 66%. This is going to be the initial few traps that you lay down. They're going to do even more damage on top of the already detect hidden fortune armor and everything else that's going to be increasing the amount of damage that your traps do. It's almost time for our raffle for your chance to win up to 100,000 gold, but overall, this build is just a ton of fun. Every time I'm ready to play this build, I know it's going to be action-packed and a lot of fun. I definitely have to have my mind right for it though, as it's not something you can just kind of sit back and leisurely play. Definitely one where I'm going to make sure I've got some good caffeine in me and I'm wide awake, and as the beer starts going through, the deaths start happening more. But it's a ton of fun. So either way, guys, let's go ahead and jump into our raffle. Remember, all you got to do to be part of the raffle is just comment below a video suggestion for next week, and you could win 100,000 gold. All right, and here we are. We've got everybody on here. Once again, a pretty good list. So let's see who's going to win. Eric Jazar, congratulations, my man. Let's see how much you're gonna win. already on here. We've got anywhere from 1 to 100. Remember, all you got to do is just comment below your video suggestion for next week. Here we go, Eric. $79,000 gold. Congratulations, Eric. All right, Eric, all you got to do, my man, is just message me on Discord and I will gladly meet you in shelter with your check for 79,000 gold. Congratulations, man. But as you guys know, it is time for our beer of the day. As we're pouring this, though, I do want to ask you guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you to the Patreons. If you guys really want to support me, jump up on there or come hang out with me on stream every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern. Heck yeah, it's a ton of fun. Or be a member there and, you know, get your cool little emojis. But either way, guys, today's beer of the day is Bell's Two-Hearted L. Bell's is really cool, man. Thank you, Blacklisted, over there on Twitch. He recommended this beer, and I'm not gonna lie, man, it's actually really tasty. It is Two-Hearted, is named after a river in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and actually it's really cool. This place, the brewery, originated as a homebrew supply place in 1983 before it actually became a brewery. He sold his first beer in 1985, which was the year I was born. So cheers to that. Let's go. I like it. Guys, I'll see you next time. Phone Star out.